Hello class 10. In our last class, we have started different ways of defining a function. So we discussed there are three. The first one already discussed in our last class. The first one was receiving value and returning outcome to the caller, that is called parameterized method. Now second is receiving value. It receives the value but not returning outcome to the caller. It receives the value but it does not use the return statement and does not return the outcome, the result, to the caller program. Okay, so this is second way of defining a function. Let us see the example. Public class factorial 2. Class name is factorial 2. Public void factor to calculate factorial int a. A is the formal parameter. It is going to receive the value. See, receiving value. See, a is going to receive the value from the caller program. Int I fact equal to 1. I equal to 1, I less than equal to a, I plus plus, fact equal to fact into I. So this loop will calculate the factorial of a. Oh. Now system out println, see, its return type is void. So for the void is used when the function doesn't use the return statement, doesn't return anything. So its data type is, so its return type is what? Void. So it is, that's why public void is there. So instead of return statement, it is printing the factorial of a. Factorial of a is fact. The output is printed. Now the public static void main, it is the caller method. Main is the caller method. First we have to create the object by using the class name factorial 2. Why you have to create the object? Already discussed before also that factor is the non-static method and main is the static method. So to make it compatible both the method, we have to make it, create the object. So object, how to create? Class name is factorial 2. So factorial 2 ob is the object name equal to new factorial 2. We are calling the function twice. First time we are passing n1 value, that is 6, and second time we are passing n2 value, that is 8. The first time function is called ob.factor n. So see, receiving part is not there. Like in our last program, we have used int p equal to ob, int q equal to, so that part is not there. So directly we are calling the function ob.factor n1. So from here the factor method is called and n1 is the actual parameter. N1 value is 6. So this is passed to a. Okay, so it will calculate the factorial of 6, 1 into 3, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6, and prints the factorial in there only, in the body of the factor method only, and doesn't return anything. Again, second time the same method is called. This time n2 is passed, n2 value is 8, 8 is passed to a, and it calculates the factorial of 8 and prints there only. So this was receiving value but not returning outcome to the caller. Alright, now let us see this program in Java. Okay, factorial 2. This is the program. Factorial 2, search for the factorial 2. Yeah, here. Factorial 2. The same program. Compile it. No syntax error. Close. Right click. Void main. Okay. Factorial of 6 is 720. Factorial of 8 is 40,320. Twice the function was called and output came. Okay. So once again see the program. Public class factorial 2 int I fact 1. Loop of the factorial, printing the factorial. This is the main method, creating the objects, passing the value. Compile, close, right click, void main, okay, and the output comes. Alright, so this was the second one, that is receiving value but not returning outcome to the caller. The last one, the third one is neither receiving values nor returning outcome to the caller. This is called non-parameterized constructor. Not constructor, method. Non-parameterized method means the method is not having any parameter. Method is not having any parameter. That's why this is called non-parameterized. What is this? Neither receiving value. It will not, method will not, this factor method will not receive any values or nor return any outcome. So suppose public class factorial 3, public void factor, see the parameter is empty, nothing is here, there is no formal parameter. But in the body of the factor int n equal to 5, I fact equal to 1, we have directly taken the value of n 5, I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, I plus plus 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So factorial of 5 is calculated. System out println factorial of n is fact, and it is printed also. Now see the caller method, that is the main method. In this method, what we are doing, just only the creating the objects to call the factor method, and from here also we are not passing any value to the caller method. See, like ob.factor, the function is called here, function is invoked, called, but nothing is passed from here to the caller method. So neither receiving values not returning outcome to the caller. Okay, now let us see the program. Open. Now factorial 3, public class factorial 3, public void factor empty parameter int n equal to 5, fact equal to 1, factorial is calculated, printed, and main method. Compile. No syntax error. Just close it. Right click, void main, and here the output comes. Factorial of 5 is 120. Okay, so it is neither receiving values or nor returning any outcome to the caller method. So this is the third ways to define a function in our program. All right. Next topic is ways of passing values to a function. See, Java allows us to pass the values to a function in the following two ways. First one is called pass by value or call by value. Second one is called pass by reference or call by reference. First one pass by value or call by value. Second one pass by reference or call by reference. What is pass by value? Pass by value is the process of passing a copy of the actual parameters to the formal parameters. Till now, whatever programs we have discussed, last 3 programs, that was by using pass by value only. So pass by value is the process of passing a copy of the actual parameters to the formal parameters, and any change made in the formal parameters does not reflect on the actual parameters. So remember this 2 point. Pass by value is the process of passing a copy of actual parameters. So in our factorial program we have seen we are passing values from the actual parameters to the formal parameters, and any change made in the formal parameters will not reflect on the actual parameters. So see this program, public class pass by value, public void show. It is non-static, int x, int y. There are 2 parameters, formal parameters. X equal to x plus 5, the x value is increased by 5, y equal to y plus 5, y value is increased by 5, and it is printing system out println values of formal parameters change. That means this x, new x after increasing the value, and y is printed. In the main method, the caller method, public static void main, pass by value is a class name, ob equal to new pass by value. Why? Because one is non-static, one is static type. So object is created, int a equal to 10, b equal to 20. ob.show, so this function show is called, and a value is 10, that is passed to x, b value is 20, that is passed to y. Okay, so this is passed by value, and the body of the show method, what we're doing, we're changing the value of x by 5, increasing the value of x by 5, and increasing the value of y by 5. So if we increase the value of x and y in the formal parameter, it will not reflect back in the actual parameter. That means in the show method, x value becomes 15, y value becomes 25. But in the main method, the a value remains 10 and b value also remains 10 only. That's why it's given that any change made in the formal parameters does not reflect on the actual parameters. Okay, so now see the run the program, and let us see the output of this program. Open, pass by value. Same program, public class pass by value, public void show int x, int y. X is increased by 5, y is increased by 5, and values of x and y are printed. In the main method, object is created because this is non-static, this is static. A value is 10, b is 20. Ob dot show ab, ab are the actual parameter. A is passed to x and b is passed to y. So when it is passed, x becomes 15 and y becomes 25. And here when we print in the main method, it will be printed 10 and 20 only, because this change is not made here, and here it will print 15 and 25. Compile the program. No syntax error. Close. Right click. Void main. OK. Now see, values of former parameters after changing 15 and 25, and value of actual parameters remain same, that is 10 and 20. Okay. Once again see, right click, void main. OK. Let's see, values of former parameters 15, 25, values of actual parameters 10 and 20. So this is the pass by value, and pass by reference we'll do in the next class. So what is definition? It must be learned that Java allows us to pass the values to a function in following two ways: pass by value and pass by reference. What is pass by value? Pass by value is a process of passing a copy of actual parameters to the former parameters, and any change made in the former parameters that will not reflect on the actual parameters. Example we have seen. About the pass by reference or call by reference, we will discuss in our next class. So learn this definition and practice the program. Thank you.